Okay, so once we're like kind of done looking through the things and taking mental notes as to like maybe what caused some of these like downward trends, right? If it may be as a ROAS or whatever, first time customer ROAS dropped on Facebook or whatever, I'm gonna start then kind of going into each channel and going like, okay, what is causing that, right? And so often here you can see sort of the logos here. I will start to go, okay, year over year, we are seeing a downtrend in Facebook with new visits, right? So we're down 15%. Our ROAS is down 25%, but we also increased spend 40%, right? So it's definitely something to say like, okay, something clearly has gone on here as to like what's going on in the account. We're definitely seeing a downtrend. Is the brand just trying to spend more? What's going on? This is actually really encouraging, right? Because you can see we've increased spend by 29%, and overall, our blended ROAS has only dropped by 3.2%. And so that tells us that obviously retention is driving a lot more, right? We're increasing our customer base. We're driving new visits, but our ROAS has actually stayed the same, relatively. But then what I'd like to do in this regard is like do the typical going into the campaigns, ad sets, and ads. But another thing that I like to do up here is use the breakdown. So in a situation like this, what I would like to do is like, come in here and go like, is the kids section doing better? Is the LP test doing better? Is static versus videos doing better? And what I love about doing these breakdowns is those breakdowns will actually come in down here. And you'll be able to kind of go whatever level of that. So if it's an ad level, a campaign level, or an ad set level, I encourage you to make breakdowns, and you can actually, there's some helpful guides as to how to do that. Ultimately, that comes down to naming conventions, right? And this is where I really encourage people to really dive into the naming conventions and be thinking when they're making naming conventions, right? Like, what do they want? What do they want for their Facebook campaigns? What do they want for their ad set names? What do they want for their ad names? What do you want to find out? So is Advantage Plus driving more customers versus non-Advantage Plus? Like, make sure you go, ASC in your campaign level versus non-ASC in your campaign level, right? It's like doing some of these things is really going to help you really get the best out of Northbeam. Is ultimately what you are and how you're naming your ads and your campaigns and your ad sets and all of that. So that's something just kind of highbrow, high level that I wanted to kind of showcase to you guys as much as I can. Play around here. I encourage you just to kind of like look at things year over year, look at things as much as you can, use your breakdown effects. Another thing that I really love about the new Northbeam is like, when I'm talking to a client, I'm like, hey, like, I want you to like take a look at this. You can click this share button here, and you can actually copy to a clipboard. And what you can do then is you can actually go over and you can actually paste this, right? So you can, put this in an email and whatever. You can actually paste it and get someone to come look at it, and actually see it. So like if you, put it in here, you'd be able to kind of come in here as long as they can see it, and they're going to pull up the exact same thing that you're looking at. You can actually show them like, hey, do you see this anomaly? So in a scenario like I called out before, if I called this out, I'd be like, hey, John, I noticed that there's an anomaly on September 5th. If you can go ahead and investigate what that is, so that maybe someone in your team, maybe your analysis can actually go look, what happened as a result? Is it something we can actually dig into the data and see? Is it in our campaigns? Is it looking at our platform level? Is our organic down? Was our email down? Like, what was it that caused such a drop in new visit percentage? Or was it ultimately something else that caused that blip, right? So if you, go all the way down and start to look and go, let's go to custom, let's just look at September 5th through 7th and pull it up and go, let's see, let's investigate this, right? And so, you'd have the client come in here and look, and like you start to see, okay, well, on these days, you could do previous period, right? So that time frame. So looking at, time over time, you can see that, new visits dropped significantly on Google. New visits actually increased on Twitter or TikTok, and so it's just kind of like looking through and saying like, okay, what is causing these? This was also, as a reminder, this was looking at this Labor Day weekend, right? So classic post Labor Day just people not wanting to shop. So anyway, I see how that to go. There's a lot you can do on this page that I encourage you to kind of play around with. It's very robust now. I'm pretty much in love with this page. But something I also wanted to kind of call out and showcase on this particular call, on this videos per se, is this orders page. I am a absolute fan of this page. I think ultimately it's one of the best features on Northbeam, and I use it quite frequently. Case in point, I will look at things like, I'll put Facebook in here and I'll go, okay, like, how many orders did we see on this particular day, right? We saw a massive drop in overall orders from Facebook on, Wednesday. Wednesday was definitely a down day. And then we can do is we can kind of highlight, a product, and really kind of dig in and go, okay, I launched ads for this product, or this product. And again, this data is anonymized, so you can't see the brand as it is, but you can kind of come in here and start tagging products, and you go, okay, that product and that product, both were added to my Facebook campaigns because I put creative in that actually featured those products, right? And so then what you can do is you can start to go, okay, let's apply those filters and let's see. For Facebook, when I launched those ads for that particular product, we definitely saw some type of an increase. You can kind of go back and forth and stuff like that. We also can look at it on Amazon versus Shopify. I like to do this just to sort of start to investigate halo effect, but I want to make a clarification here that, the Amazon's a little bit still going to be hard to do a lot of the halo effects simply because it's hard to see real-time data. They don't send the API the data that is similar to Facebook, where it's constantly sending. It's mostly just a bulk one-day thing, and so it's a little bit harder, but you can do some of that with Amazon now, and I've actually been able to study it myself and see that there are some of the difference in data. Another thing that I'm going to call out is looking at your touch points, right? So like you can filter this, and we can do like, is greater than or less than, and so like you're like, what, I just want somebody that's less than 10 touch points, right? I don't need to see this returning customer that has essentially given us 120 touch points. That's a lot. But if you're like, okay, what is up with this customer? Like clearly they've been to our site multiple times. What do? You can actually go to the orders page, and you can actually look and see, all right, what is going on here, right? Like what are we seeing here? You can actually look. Like they first came in September 13th, 2021, and they were clicking all of these campaigns, and they have come, and they have come, and they have come, right? So clearly there's something about this customer that they are a passionate, but you can also see just how like convoluted some of this attribution actually is. This is somebody who essentially is clicking on every email. You can actually go in and find this person if you really wanted to, and as your brand, you could go ahead and email them and be like, hey, like, thank you for being a customer. Could I interview you? That would be a great suggestion, right? This is a core customer where you could actually email them and follow up with them and get some key things that maybe it would be worthwhile to survey them, because they've clicked, connected TV ads, they've clicked AdWord ads, they've clicked Klaviyo, they've come, they're dedicated to you. So that's something that I really find cool about using the orders page, is some of that. Secondly, on this page, another thing I like to look at is the discount codes. I have been able to track down and identify discount codes in here that ultimately contribute that, hey, an influencer accidentally shared a discount code and it went crazy viral, and it actually made a lot more sales than we initially thought, right? And so that's something else you can do on this page. Lastly, I know this is kind of nerdy, but oftentimes what I like to do is I like to start to figure out, hey, how many touch points is on average going to take me to get to a sale from Facebook, from TikTok, and whatever. We have all this data where you can actually export it and do some more nerdy data where you can actually start to look at the average touch points among, first-time customers, returning customers, and whatnot that you can do as well. But anyway, that's that. Finally, I want to just kind of call out that, we have creative analytics. It's also a very robust a platform to look at. Unfortunately, this particular client I don't want to show, so I can't show that on this call, but ultimately, I think it's really important to kind of look through and get the whole feature. What I like to do in all of my sort of ad builds and what I'm doing is I have 1 or 2 days a week where I go into deep analysis on all of my brands, right? I do those typically at the start of the week and usually at the middle of the week, just to get an idea as to like how things are going. So if there is, if we're seeing an increase in sales, if we're seeing a decrease in sales, I'm living in the sales page and the orders page, right? If I start to see that, overall, traffic is down, I actually start getting into creative analytics and go through and go like, what ads are dropping off? Like what ads are not meeting my benchmarks? And I start to set that up. And what I'll end up doing is I'll go through my creative analytics. I will record Loom videos, and then I will send them to my creative teams, and I'll say like, hey, these are the top 5 ads performing the best. Here's how the top 5 ads were performing last year at this time, and what can we do that has the same look and feel of these ads, but iterate and build net new creatives off those. So anyway, I don't know if this is helpful, but this is definitely a walkthrough that I do with Northbeam. There's a lot you can do beyond this, but I feel like this is just going to give you more of a high level view of the platform, and I hope this helps.